Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I welcome you to the first ever tournament cast on my channel. Yes, indeed. I have recently been participating in the Mortal Empires YouTubers tournament, which has been organized by Shadow Online Gaming. Big shout out to him for organizing the whole thing and putting it all together. Basically, it's just a lot of the smaller Total War YouTubers come together for a tournament celebrating Mortal Empires. For this tournament, each of us have taken a race that we must play the entire tournament, and as I've been really enjoying playing the Skaven recently, I decided to take the Foul Ratmen. So we're going to be fighting as the Skaven. I'll be having quite a few replays in the coming days. I'll also have a link down below to Shadow's channel and the video where he kind of goes over more of the tournament, the setup, and some of the other players that are going to be involved. In this round 1 battle, I am fighting up against BlackIron, who has taken the green skins, so he'll be fighting as them throughout the course of the tournament. It's a very, very fun matchup. BlackIron's a great player, so we're definitely in for a good time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the army compositions. So for myself, I do have Lord Skrolk himself. He's a very, very good pick in a lot of respects. He has the, let's see here, the Contaminate, which gives -10 leadership. I've also got Libra Bubonicus, which does devastating single target damage. It only has 2 charges, but very, very strong. We've also got Pestilent Birth to summon some Plague Monks, as well as Pestilent Breath, which is very good against low armor targets, which of course greenskins have plenty of. We've also got 2 Assassins to be Skrolk's bodyguards. For the main line here, it's a mix of Plague Monks and Death Runners. One Death Runner in the center, flanked by one Death Runner in the center, flanked by 2 Plague Monks. We've got a front line of Skaven Slave Slingers, Skaven Slave Spears on each flank, 2 of each. We've got 2 Doom Wheels going to be pushing forward to do some disruption. We've also got 2 units of Gutter Runners here with Poison, of course. Going to be doing some very, very nice slowing and kiting, and just generally being annoying. Of course, the Plague Claw Catapult also, and that about rounds out my build. For BlackIron, he's got Azag the Slaughter up on his Wyvern here. Looks like he's carrying Aspect of Dread Knight, Spirit Leech, and Soul Blight. So Soul Blight, I'm not sure if you really need that against the Skaven, just because they don't typically have a ton of armored targets, but I definitely like Aspect of the Dread Knight and Spirit Leech as well. Both very good toolkit spells, so definitely like that. You can see he's already dropping his Spirit Leech here on this Doom Wheel, which is a very good play. He's also got 2 Orc Boar Biggins here. Front line is going to be Orc Boys, backed up by Black Orcs. The third line is going to be firing line of Savage Orc Error Boys and the Rusty Errors, with 1 Goblin for support in the very, very back. And that's about it. Looks like we've also got a couple of Goblin Big Bosses for leadership support, and that's about it. So let's kick things into full gear here. I apologize in advance. I've noticed this issue on this map particularly, but I do have quite a few frame stutters. I'm not sure if it's just this map, or I typically have a few in the battle, especially when it comes to like magic effects and stuff, but it's particularly bad in this map for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, so I apologize in advance if it's a little extra stuttery in this battle. But we'll try and get through it as best we can. The Doom Wheels are just going to be running some disruption charges. I'm trying to just delay and drag down my opponent here, and just, you know, he's going to have to take a long time to come across this hill and you know, come across the river and come up the hill, rather. And in that time, I'm going to be able to get a lot of ranged fire on him. He's trying to push these Orc Boar Biggins around on this flank, but I've got these units of Skaven Slave Spears hidden in the forest here. They're going to be bogging them down, along with the Gutter Runners using the poison from the rear to help debuff the Orc Boar Biggins even further. They're going to have a really, really hard time getting through all this, and he really needs these units in this mainline fight. You can see Orc Boys getting into Skaven Slave Slingers here. We did summon up a unit of Plague Monks right in the front. They're doing a lot of damage to these Orc Boys. Really nice work here. Racked up 25 kills. Very good stuff. We're going to be countercharging now with the Death Runners and the other units of Plague Monks down the hill. So Death Runners are going to be a really good target against the Black Orcs. Of course, they'll sunder their armor. And you can see the Black Orcs probably down to, if I can get them on the tooltip here, yeah, down to 55 armor, so that's great with the Weeping Blade. It means the Plague Monks will trade a lot better if I do get some Plague Monks in here, or, you know, the Slaves, or whatever might be in here. Death Runners themselves do have armor piercing, but Azag came in and tried to jump Lord Skrolk in the backlines here, But I was able to get on him with the 2 assassins. You can see the trophy heads is on him, and he just immediately fled back towards his line, which is a very smart play. However, he's already taken quite a bit of damage here. We're going to be able to drop a Liber Bubonicus on him with Lord Scroll. You can see it's not quite going down there. It looks like he's going to be casting another Spirit Leech, I would imagine. But getting a nice shot there from the Doom Wheel. I really like the armor-piercing attacks on the Doom Wheel. It's a very useful thing. But as Azag disengages here and flies away, we're going to pop the Liber Bubonicus on him, and that's going to be all she wrote. You can see the Liber Bubonicus going down there. He's chasing down this Doom Wheel that I had in the back, which was getting a really nice crossfire from these various units here, but it's not going to be quite enough. Plague Claw Catapult continuing to fire in, and the other Doom Wheel is going to be coming down to continue causing disruption in this back line here. What was initially a very good engagement has quickly soured for BlackIron. The Plague Monks charging downhill with the Death Runners, after the Slaves delayed that initial charge. It's been very effective. Some Orc boys have broken through into the back lines here, but we're going to be able to dispatch this regrouped unit of Plague Monks here to deal with them. Meanwhile, over on this flank, you can see these Orc Boar Biggins still just getting dragged down into the pits by those Skaven Slave Spears. We've also got the Gutter Runners on station, keeping them in check. Meanwhile, Lord Skrulk and his assassin buddies have turned their attention now to this Goblin Big Boss. You can see that Liber Bubonicus did devastating damage to Azag. He is broken, fleeing off the battlefield. Meanwhile, the one Doom Wheel is down, but we've still got this other one rampaging around here. The terror from the Doom Wheel is going to be very strong against the low-tier green-skinned troops. Black Orcs, of course, are immune to psychology, but having had their leader flee and just being inundated by huge numbers of rats here, they're really struggling to just cleave through the pure numbers of Skaven here. You can see the balance of power is heavily in my favor. I came into the battle outnumbering BlackIron by about 400 troops. And, definitely have only lost about 300, so it's pretty good, looking pretty good for me. BlackIron's lost most of his force at this point, so it is going to be all she wrote for the Greenskins. So I'll take round 1 with BlackIron. Very well played to him, and it was a very fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching it. Let's take a look at the breakdown here. So for my army, the one summoned unit of Plague Monks, you don't get to see their kills, but they did get some nice work done. 85 kills here and 68 on these Plague Monks is excellent. They definitely cut through lots of Orc boys. The Gutter Runners didn't get a lot of kills, but them in tandem with these 2 Skaven Slave Spears just absolutely bogged down those Orc Boar Biggins and pretty much prevented them from doing anything. The Skaven Slave Spears getting 28 kills on a unit that's this cheap is excellent. Really good. Death Runners didn't do a ton, but, they were able to get in on the Black Orcs and help deal with them. Doom Wheels were very key in the back line, keeping a lot of my opponents. You can see his Gobble firing line didn't get hardly any kills because they were occupied the entire time by the Doom Wheels. It was also very strong in terror routing off the Orc boys as well. And just in general, a really good pick against the Greenskins. Plague Claw Catapult was also clutch in forcing my opponent to come across the river and up against me. He had to march across that river and up the hill, which then meant I had time to really wear him down with ranged attacks and kind of force that engagement piecemeal. So definitely it worked out in my favor. Lord Skrulk, of course, using his magic, very clutch there. For BlackIron, just really not getting the kills that he needed all across the board here. Azag getting jumped early on by those 2 assassins was really rough, and having to slog up the hill through all these numbers was really tough for these Greenskins. Black Orcs are a very good unit, and they did get a nice weapon strength buff with Mortal Empires, but they generally struggle against really high model counts just because they themselves don't come with a lot of unit models. I believe there's 60. I could be wrong. They might have gotten buffed up to 75 like others, but I would need to check that. I actually didn't even check in the battle, but yeah. If they get inundated by a lot of unit models, they can tend to struggle a little bit, but they have the potential to cleave through a lot of unit models, but they can potentially struggle if they get surrounded. Orc Boy is a little bit surprising they didn't do better there. They did chop through those Skaven Slave Slingers, what a mouthful, early on, but once they got into that second line, the Plague Monks just really outclassed them, and they were already significantly worn down, not only in health, but also in vigor, so they really just lost that battle pretty decisively. So, hope you guys enjoyed watching this tournament replay. Well played again to BlackIron, and a big shout out to Shadow Online Gaming for organizing the whole thing. Again, I'll leave links down in the description below, so definitely check out BlackIron's channel, check out Shadow Online Gaming, and, everybody else in the tournament. I'm going to be bringing more tournament replays to you very soon, so stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.